And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend. And I say, I think I'll have myself a beer.
I am AJ, and this is Straight from the Tap. If you remember back to last year, around episode 4 or so, I stopped by Wissahickon Brewing Company in the East Falls section of Philly. So, you know, for lack of a better term, my interview skills were not up to par. Similar to Chris Farley in his skit on Saturday Night Live of the Chris Farley Show, where he's just really awkward and timid and just not a very good interviewer. So that's why I bring myself back here to Wissahickon Brewing Company to interview my buddy Luke Gill and actually talk about the beer and try some of the beer for the video, because last time I didn't. So thanks for sitting down with me, man, and we're going to be doing what I should have done the last time. We're going to actually talk about the beers. So let's see what we got here, man. What do we got?
We have, from left to right, we have Buzzed. It's our Wildflower Honey IPA. Fingerspan is our newest pale ale. It uses a new New England yeast. We used an experimental hop.
Oh, cool.
Devil's Pool is our flagship. It's our 9% double IPA.
Sweet.
That's one of the beers that got us onto the market. That really,
Nice.
We started winning some homebrewing awards, which is how we started.
Okay.
And then Falls Park is a coffee porter, conditioned with Rival Brothers coffee.
Oh, okay. Hey, Rival Brothers, that's a Philly-based place, right?
Philly-based.
Nice.
And we use the Whistle and Cuss blend. It's a very nice medium-bodied blend.
Okay.
And there's caffeine and there's alcohol, so it's kind of a beautiful marriage.
My lifeblood.
There it is, and that's what I'm drinking here. So cheers.
All right, awesome. So the Buzz, this is a Wildflower Honey IPA.
Wildflower Honey IPA. The honey comes from Fruitwood Orchards in, in Monroeville, New
Nice.
Jersey, and we add it just at the tail end of the boil, so it's not as sweet as it could be, but we wanted to really showcase the hops.
Okay.
It's Idaho 7 hop, so you might get notes of pineapple. Some get black tea.
Okay. I can see the black tea, but definitely the pineapple.
Pineapple,
and
blueberry.
also getting, you know, not that much of the sweetness from the honey, but you also get that sweet nose of the honey too.
Exactly, right. So, yeah, I wanted to get a little bit of both, a little bit of sweet and low IBUs.
Okay.
It's only about 32 IBUs, so
Nice.
it's approachable. It's one of our best sellers.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, a lot of people get turned off by IPAs because they think IPAs, it's going to be punchy in the mouth, bitter. But the way the IPA market is going now, it's so much less bitter. So like Luke said, so much more approachable. And if you're willing to just try it, it's well worth it. So moving on, Fingerspan.
Fingerspan. So Fingerspan, it's named after a bridge that's in the Wissahickon that I used to hike to growing up, and I didn't know this when I named it Fingerspan, but my dad actually helped install the bridge. And
no way.
It's over a 42-foot ravine, and it had to be lowered in with a helicopter.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, back in the late 80s, he was actually there for the installation. He worked for Fairmount Park.
Oh, and, cool.
We're using experimental hop that we discovered when we were out in Yakima in October. It's not even named yet. It's 06297, and we were touring the hop fields, and they said, and this hop here, you're going to get notes of orange, creamsicle, vanilla, pineapple. I said we're going to get it as soon as they pelletize this hop. We're going to get some.
Nice.
And very, very excited with it. I just ordered another shipment of hops. This is definitely going to be one of our
you know what? That orange
beers.
Creamsicle. That now that you mention it, it's like the first thing that pops in.
It really comes through. It
Yeah.
really comes through.
Cool.
Very excited with that one. That's our newest. And we're going to get a little more experimental with the hops we're using. And we're very Citra, Simcoe, Mosaic heavy, which a lot of breweries are because they're very delicious hops. But this was a fun one for us. It was the first time using a true New England yeast and first time using this hop. So I'm very happy with how it turned out.
Sweet. Awesome. Now, Devil's Pool. I think I might have had this the last time I was here, but we didn't really talk about it.
We love bitter. And the more bitter, the better. And this one was one that with the amount of hops we have in there, amount of IBUs we have in there, it's just under 100. We needed a heavy malt bill to really balance it out. So a little bit of sweetness. It's not completely dry. There's still some residual sweetness in it, but it still has that true West Coast cut to it.
Definitely does.
And that was one of two beers. That and Kelpia's Cave were the two beers that we went to nationals for 2 years in a row.
Oh, cool.
So 1 year we'd say, all right, there's a fluke. Maybe maybe we brewed a good batch that year, but we were able to replicate the batches over and over. And it was the second year when we were in San Diego that we said, you know what, we're gonna chase the dream. And
yeah, man.
You know, it's not by chance that the beer's here twice. So
yeah, hey, and I mean, and just looking around here, man, this dream's living the dream actually. Yeah, beautiful place.
It's all coming up to fruition.
But hey, man, yeah, like you said, nice malt bill to balance out all those hops. But the hops are there, they do cut through, but it's just evened out, and the nose is just all that sweet, like candied pineapple and all those different types of
citrusy, piney,
notes,
resiny, you know, dank. People, I bartend here as well, and it's often I don't like anything hoppy, and I said, well, what's the least hop you have? And it's like, well, it depends. You want hoppy could be bitter or it could be sweet. I mean, depending on the hops you're using, and it could be aromatic, and it could be floral, and it could be fruity. And I think that's what's really exciting about the New England craze that's going on now. Unfiltered IPAs is that hoppy does not mean bitter, and hoppy does not mean floral. It could be both. It's just how you use it. And there's been folks that say they don't like hoppy, but I give them the Buzzed, which is per pound one of the hoppiest beers we have. But you know, compared to a Devil's Pool, that's more on the bitter side. So it's just really fun to share the knowledge of what hoppy can mean and what hoppy can do to a beer, and how much it changes the profile and the perception of IPAs. So
and especially people that are so used to all these domestic beers and stuff like that, it's all the bitterness without the taste.
Right. It's a matter of just finding what they like, and if they say, hey, I only drink Blue Moon, I would say, well, you should try our Gypsy Belgian. It's very similar. It's Blue Moon on steroids. You know, it's just finding a way to connect with the consumer and make them feel, you know, comfortable, at ease, and that there's no question's a bad question. And you know,
exactly.
Especially with beer, it's the most fun thing to teach. So.
Yeah, I love just talking beer.
Yep.
Talking beer
it's
is
easy.
If it's, well, I won't even say I like talking medical because. So this one is the
Falls Park
Falls
Porter.
Park. Okay.
Falls Park Coffee Porter.
Right off the bat, nice roasted coffee nose right off the bat.
Yeah, it came through really well. And our original porter is Ravenhill, and that will be back soon. 5.9%. It's a little on the high end, so I wanted to brew something that was very sessionable. Yeah. And still had enough body and flavor to it. And the coffee we steeped in the fermenter for about 5 days. It really came through nicely. Yeah, it really did. And it's one of my favorites. It's one that, you know, there's a lot of early morning brews that I will go for a Falls Park, and you know, it's got the caffeine. Yeah. And you know, maybe that's my cop out. It's a coffee, but it really comes through nicely. It's got very nice notes of, you know, the toffee, the plum, the standard porter notes. At a 4.6, it's really easy to drink. Yeah, and I mean, and the coffee just comes across perfectly without the bitterness from the coffee beans, and you get the roasted flavor, like you said, the molasses, the toffee, and all those other flavors from the porter itself. And it's overall really smooth to drink. And on a cold, awfully cold day like today, it's perfect. Stark beer weather. Stark beer weather. Anytime it rains, it snows, it's cold. I mean, I try to make the porters approachable enough that you can drink it in the summer. Yeah. But you know, of course, beers are seasonal, and this snow outside. This is porter weather. Yeah, man. Well, Luke, thanks for sitting down with me. Thanks for letting me try out these beers, and I'm so glad that I wasn't as awkward as I was last time. Both of us. That makes two of us. Well, cheers to that. Cheers, man. So once again, that is it for me here at Wissahickon Brewing Company. Big thanks to Luke for sitting down and talking with me. And if you're in the East Falls area of Philly, swing by the brewery, try one or two of their beers, or hell, try every beer they got because they're all delicious. But be sure to tell the Gill family that AJ sent you. And with that being said, I'm going to sign off and saying happy drinking, my friends, and cheers. I'm going to take this baby home, and I'll see you next time.